Can you tell I'm living my dreams? Hi everyone, I'm Jamie, welcome back to my channel. Today, I just wanted to beat my face. That was so Scottish. Beat my face! It's basically my go-to glam, it really is. This is my face if I'm going out clubbing, or even making YouTube videos. Now disclaimer, because it's heavy, and I use like shit tons of makeup. Am I recommending that people who wear makeup every day wear this much makeup on their face every day? Definitely not. I am in love with next to nothing makeup and natural makeup and all that, but listen, that's not for me. I would wear this type of makeup every single day, but that's just me. But I don't wear makeup. Really, in general, I don't wear makeup. I don't wear it when I'm working, I don't wear it day to day. Obviously, you know, I'm a makeup artist. I'm playing with makeup and working with makeup every day, but I'm only really wearing it if I'm on here or if I'm at a club, which isn't that often, actually. I mean, I did 4 days in a row this weekend and it was a first and a last. Don't even talk to me about it. So yeah, nothing really major happens. We just do the makeup, we talk a lot of shit. I do talk a little bit about my skin at the beginning. My skin's just been a nightmare, basically. You'll hear me talk about it in a second, but my skin's just been a nightmare for the last week. Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do all that, but I'll tell you to do that again at the end of the video. Okay, you ready to get into it? Because I am. Let's go! Okay guys, so for the sake of time, I can't talk today. I have already done one eye and one brow. I've also made a video completely dedicated to this style of eyebrow. I call it my Instagram brow. So if you would like to see how I achieve the brow in detail, then I'll leave the link to that video somewhere in the description box or on the screen if I can work out how to do that. Before we start, can I just address my skin? My skin's a nightmare. It always has been. I feel like it always will be. I have tried everything and I sometimes have really good skin. Sometimes it feels quite dry. I am a dry skin, but like not usually this pigmented like spots and stuff. Now, and don't touch them if you have them. Do what I say, not as I do. But I actually thought it would be a really good idea. Good idea? What is wrong with me today? But let's get into this. So for my brows, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip-brow Pomade in the shade Medium Brown. As I said, I'm probably just going to be carving out my brows the way I normally do. If you want to see the tutorial for this, then check the description box below. Then just using a little bit of my Gimme Brow by Benefit Cosmetics, I'm focusing that product at the front to get a little bit more bush happening, and then brushing through the rest of the brow. And just like I did in my brow tutorial, now I'm going to carve out the top and the bottom of my brows. But today I'm going to use something a little bit different. I was looking through my concealers and I'm running out. I really need to go shopping. Like a really full coverage foundation will do the job for this too. This is the KVD Lock It Foundation. Now this is like, honestly, kind of like a concealer in a bottle. It's a full coverage foundation. So this will do the job for carving out your brow too. I then like to bring that foundation all the way down my eyelid. I do this every time. I don't use eyeshadow primer. If I do, it would probably be MAC's Paint Pot. I couldn't recommend them enough. But as of recently, I've literally just been using the concealer, or in this case, the foundation. I'm also going to be taking a tiny little bit of that foundation and put it under the eye. Acting quite quickly, I'm going to take this Morphe B13 brush, which is just a big fluffy eye brush. I'm going to dip into some translucent powder and quickly set my lid. And a tiny bit of powder under that eye as well. Taking a little bit more of that foundation, I'm now going to carve out the top of my brow. Because this is my go-to glam, I thought one of the main things I had to pick up would definitely have to be Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. Since I bought this, I have not stopped obsessing over it. I'm getting a little bit old of it now, but that's just because I use it every single day. So taking a fluffier eyeshadow brush, I'm going to dip into Love Layer and put that all up in my crease. And you do want to build your colour up, of course. We all want to build our colour up. But try and keep in mind you also want to be able to see the colour. If you don't use enough product, you'll be there for 6 hours trying to make the colour appear. Now I'm trying to keep this as simple as I can. So taking that same brush, maybe dust it off on a wet wiper on your hand. Make sure there's not a lot of pink left on it. With that same brush, I'm going to go into Realgar, which is the really deep orange shade in the palette. And I'm going to try my hardest to just place that under the pink. Still in the crease, but just a little bit lower than the pink so you can still see the pink. Now using a Zoeva 224, which is one of my favourite type of eyeshadow brushes, at first it looks really flimsy. Because it has a flat top and it's really just quite generally small, it's really good to get in there and blend two colours together. What I'm going to do is dip back into my pink shade with the small brush and try and just blend out the top of that orange. Because sometimes when you add a new colour and you start blending it out, you kind of delete that first colour and you want each colour to be visible. Now this is definitely not an orange and pink look when you first see it on me. The orange just helps warm up the pink, I find, which is really quite strange, but it does. Now using Cypress Umber with a Zoeva 231, we're just going to be adding the tiniest bit of that in the crease. I'll try my hardest to not make this like a walk-through, talk-through video. I just wanted to show you what I normally do, but I find it hard to do it and not talk about what I'm doing at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Now what I'm going to do is cut my crease. This is something I always do. I think it's just GLAM. So I'm going to go back into that Kat Von D foundation on a flat synthetic brush like this. Start cutting. I am really enjoying this Kat Von D foundation as a concealer. Once you've decided on the shape of the crease that you want to cut, I like to go in with, where is it? Here it is. A little bit of the NYX glitter glue, just a little tad. And I just like to dab that on top of that concealer foundation. I keep forgetting it's not a concealer, but I'm loving it. What this is going to do is just get that area really quite tacky and ready for your pigment or glitter or whatever you want to use. For the pigment, I'm going to be going in with the Sephora Pro brush. It is the Precision, I can't talk today, the Precision Concealer brush. I'm going to be going in with a little bit of the Inglot AMC Pigment in the shade 115. Sometimes I like to mix pigments with stuff, but like if I've already got the glue on, literally, I just dip in, dip out, start to dab. Once you've got that pigment on, you want to jump into your gel liner or your liquid liner. Use whatever black eyeliner you want, but I love this gel by Inglot. It is the AMC eyeliner gel in the shade 77. Now I know I'm kind of going fast and speeding through a little bit to this video. When it comes to things like cutting a crease and doing wing liner, these are not stuff that usually come like that. It's stuff that you have to learn. So that's exactly why I have a whole series of Learn the Basics coming up. In that I will go into detail on wing liner, cutting a crease, red lip, basic smoky eye. That's going to be a nice little series of videos. So then what we're going to do is we're going to jump back into that pink shade under the eye. Is my wing a little bit squint? Yeah. And then using a really small, thicker brush, I'm going to use this 231 by Zoeva again. I'm going to jump into that Cypress Umber shade and place that even closer to the lash line than the pink. It's just like a reflex, isn't it, to go. Now taking my black eyeliner pencil by KIKO, I'm just going to be placing that underneath in my lash line. I'm going to be using my Holy Grail mascara, which I use every single time I put mascara on my own eye. Benefits Roller Lash. Now for the lashes I'm going to be using today, I can't actually... Oh wait, what's that? Oh no, we're fine. So for the lashes we're going to be using today, I can't actually show you the packaging because I've already wore them. I can maybe put them here. I'm going to be using a stacked pair by Eldora. So that is the M106 lash, which is the main big fluffy one. And then on top of that I've placed a H167. You know you've got to stack your lashes, girls, come on. Is it something I would do every single time I put makeup on? No. But do I have another spare pair of lashes lying around? No. Are these heavenly? Am I going to start stacking on my lashes from now on? I mean, yeah. If you didn't already know, I do work here in Edinburgh as a freelance makeup artist. I work at a salon called The Makeup Bar, and we stock Eldora lashes. So if you're ever in need of a pair, you can either come in and pick one up, or even better, if you book an appointment with us, the price of your lashes are included. 01312281093, ask for Jamie, how you doing? Let me shut up and put the lashes on, eh? Eh? Now if that's not a lash, I don't know what a lash is. I'm living. So yeah, that's it. Eye's done. This is the normal eye I would do, honestly, for a night out or something. Cut crease, big lash, I'm living. So now, onto skin. The thing is, I love highlighter, as do we all, I'm sure. The only thing with highlighter is that if you have very dry skin, or flaky skin, or textured skin, or any lumps and bumps, anything on your face around the highlighted areas, the highlighter picks that up and attracts attention to it. It's problematic. In that Rihanna tutorial that I uploaded, I put highlighter on, knowing that I had a massive spot on my cheek. It wasn't even a spot, it was just like a bump. From the minute I put highlighter on in that video, that's all I could see till the end. You probably didn't notice it. Now I've told you all about it. Go look at my spot. But basically, yeah, I'm going to try and keep the highlighted areas just where there is no lumps and bumps, and if I can't manage it, I'm putting highlighter on anyway, for the sake of showing you what I would normally do. So before I start any makeup look, I always wash my face. Even if I washed it that morning, I don't care, I'm washing it again. And then recently, well, for the last, I'd say about 6 months, because this is my second bottle of this, I've been using the Origins Drink Up Intensive, which is actually an overnight mask for hydration, but like I said in my other video, we need that type of heavy hydration before we put makeup on because a girl's dry. Then I always make sure I put my Kiehl's Lip Balm #1 on. I do makeup very differently on other people than what I do on myself. I don't know why. I can do what I do on myself on other people, but I don't use too many powders really. I love glowy, I love heavy bronzer, I love glowy skin. I do my makeup very differently from how I would do someone else. So the first thing I'm going to be going in with is foundation. Now my go-to for a very long time was this bad boy here. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Foundation in the shade N18. So the only thing with this though is that the coverage is nice and it lasts a long time, but I don't get that coverage that I really want. So, but I still really like it. So what I do is I pump out, well, a lot onto my hand. And as of recently, I've been taking this, the KVD Lock It Foundation. This is in the shade Light 45, which is definitely too light for me. But I've been using like 2 pumps of that on my hand with the MAC, mixing it all together on my hand, and then going to town. And I always use a brush to do my foundation at first. I may blend it out with a beauty blender, but for now I always use a brush because I want the maximum coverage that I can possibly get. And beauty blenders do tend to soak up a little bit of product. So that's fine for when we're blending out in a little minute. But for now, getting the product on, I want to use a brush. And I always use dabbing motions. Always, 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 just the same as you would with your beauty blender, just you're doing it with a brush. I always like to do a little bit over my lips too. Makes me look like I'm in first year of high school again, and everyone's wearing a fucking quiz belt and got concealer on their lips. How you doing? If you're not from the UK, you won't know the tragedy of quiz, and hopefully girls in your area didn't do concealer lips, but I think that was a worldwide thing. You know, like this. Vogue. But it was a thing in Edinburgh for sure. And so was the quiz belts. Actually, was it quiz belts? It was just quiz in general. But there was these belts that all the girls had. They were like big chunky belts. But they wouldn't wear them as belts because they wouldn't fit through like jeans or trousers. They would just wear like jeans and like a strappy top and then like the belt like around their waist. But like not tight, like really loose. Not around their waist, around their hips. And it was tragic. But a funny tragic. Like the girls that were guilty would laugh now. I always like to pull my fringe back and snatch my own face. And you can see, because we brought that foundation quite high above our brow earlier on, we don't really need to bring it all the way down to our brow and mess up our work. You see what I mean? Now I'm going to be taking a little bit of actual concealer. My go-to is currently the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. The reason I do this is just to bring light to the area. So we've already really concealed like dark circles and stuff under the eyes with that first layer of foundation before we put our shadow on. Now I just like to add a light concealer to literally add light to my face. I'm going to start blending out that concealer. This is also going to blend any really patchy bits of that foundation that you put on with your brush. This is going to blend it at the same time. Once you place that concealer on, try and do it quite quickly. You can use that same beauty sponge and a little bit of transparent powder. Transparent? Translucent. Well, it is transparent. Use a little bit of your translucent powder, dip into it with your beauty blender or sponge, and I just like to press it under my eyes and the middle of my forehead. Now the difference between this and baking is that because my skin is so dry, I don't really like to just let the powder sit there. So I do put quite a lot of powder on. I suppose I do bake. But what I do is I don't let it sit, I just blend it in and keep pushing it in until there is none left sitting on the skin. I'm like a proper blank canvas. What I'm going to do really quickly now is just quickly jump back into my eyeshadow and bring some of the pink back underneath. Like I said before, this is heavy. Keep your opinions to yourself. If you don't like heavy makeup, you don't need to do it. Next step, I'm going to take this MAC Studio Fix Powder Foundation and place it where you put the concealer on top of that translucent powder. It's going to bring some light back to the face. Okay, we are officially a pasty mess. So what I'm going to do now is jump into one of my possibly most used palettes of all time. That is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm going to be getting my bronzer and my contour colour both from this palette today. And using a 127 by Zoeva, I'm just going to dip into that and start living my dreams. Give myself some colour where I need it. I always bronze my temples. Obviously I bronze my cheeks. There are obviously tons of amazing bronzers on the market. I also love Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. Okay, once you're kind of happy with your bronzer, you're going to take it up a level. I'm going to grab this brush by Peaches and Cream. This is the PC03 brush. I love this for highlighter and contour. I'm going to dip into that cool tone contour colour and just place it where you would be naturally contoured. Going back to a different brush because we need to be heavy duty for this. And snatch that jawline so you look like who's got a really strong jaw. Not me, how about that? Okay, so once that's all done, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of blusher. I'm going to use this limited edition MAC blusher called Darkly My Dear. I always focus that blusher on the apples of my cheeks and then bring it up throughout the rest of the face. Snatching. Okay, now for highlighter. As I said before, it's probably going to pick up the texture on my skin at the minute, but we'll make it work. So today I'm going to be using my Fenty Beauty Killawat Duo Highlighter in the shade Mean Money and Hustler Baby. And I always just use the one on the right. You can clearly see that this one has been used to death and this one not so much. Now with a smaller brush, this is the Peaches and Cream PC17. Same highlighter, but I'm just going to try and put it not so much over. You can see my problem area is round about here. You can still see the texture. The coverage has worked, but the texture's still there. With an even smaller brush, I'm going to dip into that and hit my inner corners. Now obviously it's only fitting that I use my most used lipstick. This lipstick is my go-to. It is Celebrity Skin by Jeffree Star, but I'm also going to line my lips with my favourite lip liners. Now choosing a favourite lip liner for me is hard because I have a favourite pink, a favourite nude, a favourite red. But this is by Urban Decay. This is called Liar. Always overline a little bit and then go straight in with my trusty Celebrity Skin. We're basically done. My last step is just something I've saw all over YouTube that I've been doing for a while. I then like to grab my Badescu, I call it my setting spray, but it's not. It's a hydration mist or whatever. So I spray all over my face. Then I like to grab my beauty blender or the same sponge I've been using this whole time. This one's by Real Techniques. And I just dab. I just dab all over my face. Really softly though. I feel like it really does help melt all the powders down. I'd be careful though, because if you push too hard, you might get patches in your work. It also gives you a bit of a glow, which is cool too. We're going to fan that off. Then I'm going to go in with this face makeup fixer. Just a normal setting spray by KIKO. Oh, okay, we're actually done. Like we're done. Okay guys, and that is it. I hope you really enjoyed that. I just wanted to do a face and do it how I would normally do it, not copying a celebrity or doing anything like that, but I just wanted to show you what I would do to my face if I was going out or something. I had fun doing this one. I mean, I've had fun doing them all, but they can be quite stressful sometimes, but this was just a lot of fun. I just feel like I've been chilling. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I mean, I'm almost at 200 subscribers, which is so cool. So I just want to thank you all so much for that. That's really sweet. I've loved all the comments and want to let you know I really do appreciate it. There's hundreds of videos out there, so why watch mine? The answer is up to you. But there's a lot more stuff coming, trust me. I have a list as long as... I have a list really long of videos that I want to make. I've got series that I want to make. Like I said in this video, I have got an idea for just a beginner's series, nothing too crazy. I've also had a few requests to do like really affordable makeup looks, so you know, full face with stuff that's good for girls on a budget. Or like super dragon boots must-haves. There are drugstores over here in the UK. If you did like this video and you like this look and you like heavy makeup too, then give this video a thumbs up because it's right there. I would also really love if you would consider subscribing to the channel. Like this video, subscribe, comment down below, and check out my social media. Come over to Instagram and tell me hi. Anyway, I love you all, so stay snatched, and I am snatched today, yes. And be nice to people. Bye.